Bakit?
What is up, fellow bench farmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quiz. What's up, guys? Welcome to another quickie, January 2. This might be a short one because, we are still on a little bit on vacation mode. Komish is back on vacation again.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, though, is a Monday. But yeah, we have work. But yeah, still the feeling is like vacation. I feel like I need more time.
But
I'm not yet ready.
our dedication is unparalleled. No matter where we are, we do record.
Yes.
Only Jeremy's
out
allergies.
of town.
Only Jeremy's allergies can stop us.
Yeah, yesterday I had allergies. I'm not sure if you noticed, but yeah, I had bad ones. That's why I was able to upload it a little later because I needed to get some sleep. So yeah, but anyway, today, few news, and like I said yesterday, we talked about a quiet scene from the COVID front. Today, a few more big names getting in there. SGA, Jonas Valanciunas, Richaun Holmes, Kennard. I guess those are the bigger names with fantasy relevance, right? With SGA,
I have
out,
an interesting nugget about J-Val. If you remember, J-Val was out with non-COVID illness possibly.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm following a scientist doctor on Twitter, and he was talking about this. When you get symptoms and you test this new Omicron thing, you get negative tests twice, thrice, 4 times. But when you wait a certain time after a while and you test, that's when you will be positive. That's why he's saying a lot of he talked about the NBA, non-COVID illness in the NBA will turn out to be COVID eventually. So I already, at that point when I read that, I already remembered J-Val, and it happened today.
And there are a lot of non-COVID illnesses that has happened. Like I think in one quickie, we were talking about this. Why is there so many non-COVID illnesses going around? I mean, on top of course, the thumb that we said that has been a rampant injury within the NBA, and of course, the COVID is an obvious one. The non-COVID illness is one of the more famous injury report that's out there in the NBA. So, yeah, that's interesting.
And I think if you find your player with a non-COVID illness, expect him to test positive in the next few. When he comes back, when he's okay, J-Val played a game.
Yeah, he did.
And then, so that is what they're saying. That's how it is right now. How evolved the virus is right now. That's how it is currently. So do not be happy when you hear non-COVID illness, because there's a chance that it's actually COVID, but it hasn't manifested in the test, in the testing yet.
Yeah. But like I said, the better, I guess, the more positive side of this is that, although there are a lot of COVID cases, most likely a lot of these are minor cases as well.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, even if you have symptoms, because I've had some relatives now, they're in COVID, they have COVID, and it's minor. They have colds, they have fever.
Yeah.
But gone so far, they haven't had symptoms like they couldn't smell anything or taste. Their taste buds are not working, or they couldn't breathe. There's no symptoms like those, thankfully. So I think, like I said, this could be the beginning of the end for COVID. I mean, once we get used to this type of, and I know this is not a science program, but I've also read that, once you get this new variant, you're more protected from the older variants. Which
that's true. That's what they say.
Which is a good sign as well for many of us. And it seems like eventually, like we said, and everyone in the NBA will get it. And
Everyone in the NBA will get it. And SGA is entering COVID with Josh Giddey coming out.
yeah,
Josh Giddey will play already. So it's one by one. I mean, Darius Baisley probably will be back soon. I will not be surprised if Lou Dort goes in, or Aaron Wiggins, or whoever goes in. As we said, we predicted this. OKC, Phoenix, Dallas, these are the teams that will be hit next. And these are the teams being hit now. New Orleans with J
mm,
Val. Be happy with all your Jackson Hayes or whatever, but he might get in soon. It's just timing. It's just timing right now. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when they
yeah,
get in the COVID protocols.
yeah. So with SGA out, like you said, GD would probably play already. That
Mm,
boost GD's
yep.
value. Aaron Wiggins probably gets a boost as well. With he's
Yes.
been getting good minutes already. So um,
Someone I'm interested in is Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome played very well the last time out.
mhm,
With Giddy out, now that it's SGA out, if he gets 20 to 20, 25 to 28 minutes, not 20, he needs to get 25, 28 minutes. He's okay. So he's a good player with assists as a point guard. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then J-Val, with J-Val out, we've seen Jackson Hayes today.
Mm.
So there was, I think there were some hesitancy in adding Jackson Hayes because he's one of the top ads for today's games, but he was available towards the end. I mean, because maybe, many people were thinking, is it really Jackson Hayes or maybe Hernan Gomez would get the minutes? But yeah, Hayes, I think he still came off the bench.
He came off the bench, but his minutes have been trending up
Yeah.
before today. Meaning he got 6 minutes, then 8, then 15, then 20. Willie is still in the rotation, but Willie's minutes have been going down. So I wasn't sure if Willie or Jackson will start, but it doesn't matter for me. I knew Jackson Hayes would get majority of the minutes because of the trending of the minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is the ad over Willie Hernan Gomez for now. But don't expect the 23 points that he did today, 9 out of 12 shooting that he did today. Jackson Hayes is a very volatile player. If there's one player you can say that's volatile, sometimes he'll get 10 out of 15, 10 out of 11 shooting. That's Hayes. And then the next game, he'll be 4 points, 3 points. He is very, very unpredictable. So,
Yeah.
yeah, add him, but temper the expectations a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And, if managers aren't frustrated enough with Richaun Holmes,
Richaun Holmes, yeah.
well, he is
I
out again.
mean,
What else can you do? This is the
I
fourth round player of Jimmy Butler 2.0.
I'll look at it as an even bigger opportunity. I mean, he was a buy low, maybe buy lower. That's just what I'm thinking right now. I mean, how low can I go with Richaun Holmes? This is the last straw for me. I mean, it's
I
good. I
can
mean,
see it in Commissioner's face.
yeah,
So
no, I
frustrated.
mean, I'm frustrated, but I'm thinking it's good. Let just get him out of there. I mean, 5 days, 6 days, get it over with, and hopefully after that, it's all That's what I'm thinking with Jimmy Butler also. Oh, although he hasn't gotten COVID yet, so maybe he's not yet, not yet.
Hasn't he gotten COVID before?
I don't know if he got it before, but it doesn't matter because like Horford got it before and he got it
True.
now. So it doesn't matter. He probably will go in soon. But Richaun Holmes, I think after this COVID thing, will probably be will start to play better. He played much better the last game. I mean, every game there's been improvement with Richaun. So right now I'm looking at it. How low can I go to get Richaun Holmes? I don't know. I don't know who I can offer to get Richaun Holmes, but I'll be trying. I'll be trying to see if I can get some players for him.
Yeah. Luke Kennard is another player who got into COVID protocol. Well, he was a popular ad without Paul George. But yeah, 5 days, he'll be coming back first over Paul George. So he's still maybe a hold.
Yes.
If you have
Um.
him, right now, and you don't have an IL slot because your other guys are out, do you drop him?
Yes, I'll drop him. For one, let's just be clear that it's not necessarily 5 days or
Yeah.
6 days. It depends. I mean, if there
Yeah,
are
that's the
symptoms,
I guess
it
that's
depends.
the shortest time that you
Yes,
can get
yes.
out,
So
right?
if it's a star player, yeah, you can just gamble on that it's 5 days. But if it's Luke Kennard, when you drop him, he clears waivers, he's probably still out. That's 5 days, right? So
Yeah.
nobody will pick him up. I'm sure, 100% sure nobody will pick him up. So if you just time it properly, you can get him back if you want. So I'll drop him. I'll drop Kennard. A
Yeah.
player like Kennard, I'll drop.
And today, one of the beneficiary of Kennard out and Marcus Morris was also out was Amir Coffee, and I was glad I streamed him for one league. I regret not streaming him for another league because I was thinking about adding him because I added the wrong guy. I added Dante DiVincenzo, who did not play today, unfortunately. Um,
Amir.
I was thinking
Amir
of a
is
replacement,
basically,
and
yeah.
I got Amir in one of the leagues.
Actually, I was thinking you would be mentioning Eric Bledsoe first, but
There were
um,
no Eric Bledsoes really. Oh well, yeah, Eric Bledsoe is another
there
guy.
was actually
In
in
the
a lot of my
waiver,
leagues. Yes, there was even an Eric Bledsoe in my Roto 17 team league.
what?
Because people are easy to give up on Bledsoe. He
True.
remember I mentioned he had a 5 steal 2 block game, and then he was
Yeah.
okay, and then the last game he played 16 minutes off the bench and people dropped him. I have 2 Bledsoes on the waiver wire right now. I'm waiting for it to clear. And interestingly, those are the two deepest leagues I play in, 17 and 16 team. So some people are really impatient. So I know Bledsoe can be in your waiver wires. I
And that's
think
surprising as well because that's one of that is a roto league, which
yes. And
usually you'll have more patience when it comes to injured players or players who aren't performing. I guess because you can
I
choose not
guess
to play them.
I guess a trend was they weren't happy with him coming off the bench the last game and played only 16 minutes, which I would agree. But nobody would know that Luke Kennard would get into COVID protocols. So
Yeah.
so at this point for me, even if Kennard comes back, when Kennard comes back, I think you hold on to Bledsoe. Um, the Clippers don't have Paul George. The Clippers have a lot of injuries. They have Marcus Morris in and out. Reggie Jackson's inconsistent. So Bledsoe overall on an average, I think is rosterable. I mean, he'll have bad games, he'll have good games. Overall on average, I think if you're in a 14-team league, 14, we're talking 14, not 12, 14-team league, I think is rosterable on
Yeah.
average. So I think
Uh,
hold on to him.
yeah. So yeah, Luke Kennard's out. Bledsoe, Coffee. Coffee is very shorter term. I mean,
Yeah.
once maybe Marcus Morris comes back, you probably just stream him already. I mean, you
Yes.
just probably drop him.
Yes.
I mean, without Marcus Morris, I think he has some good value there. But with
I,
Marcus Morris back, he has some good streaming value with Marcus Morris back if he's the sixth man. He's been the sixth man over the past few games. He's okay
yes.
for the sixth
Yes.
man.
He's okay. He's the low end. Low end.
Yeah, low
I'm
end.
really sad for Isaiah Hartenstein. I keep on mentioning him, but because if
He's
he was
injured.
healthy, yes, if he was healthy, I don't know what he would be doing. You see what Hamido Diallo is doing. I think Hartenstein can do that if he was healthy today.
Except the
But let's face it,
scoring.
he's not. Yeah, but he can do more. I mean,
Yeah, he
well,
can do a lot.
Diallo is doing everything already. So maybe not that level, but he would be blowing up also.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we go to Diallo, Lonnie Walker and Doug McDermott from the Spurs also got into COVID protocol. So maybe Vassell gets back on track because Vassell has been after an injury, he hasn't been good.
Yes, that's
So
true.
maybe this gets him going a bit. He started this today in today's game, right? So maybe hopefully he gets back on track.
Aside from Vassell, I don't think Vassell is in your waiver wires. So maybe Bryn Forbes. I think Bryn Forbes is a guy that maybe is available, but Vassell is the number one ad here.
Yeah, but
if
you
he's
know,
not,
Brain Forbes though is more of a specialist. So if you need right
yes, if you need threes,
threes,
but if
which
you
is
rostered
all
Patty
over the
Mills,
waiver wire, there are a lot of players who can give threes in the waiver wire.
yes, but if you rostered Patty Mills, I think for now, um, Bryn Forbes would be doing some Patty Mills impersonation in the next few games.
Yeah.
Although, who's this guy? DeJounte Murray is coming back the next game. But even if DeJounte comes back, I think Bryn Forbes will be good for 2 to 3 threes, maybe, 12, 15 points, something like that. So yeah, we're looking for that.
Yeah, speaking of DeJounte Murray coming back, lots of players also coming back. DeJounte, Miles Bridges. I think I saw a lot of players in COVID protocols coming back in the next few days. Probably, I would say week 12, right?
Yeah, Draymond supposedly is also ready on week 12.
Yeah.
According to Steve Kerr, they're hopeful he'll be back on week 12.
So lots more guys coming back in week 12. But
maybe we could run down a little bit about the schedule of week 12 fast, just quickly. There's no 2-game teams on week 12, so that's good. And the schedule is basically clear cut every other day. 10 games and then 4, and then 11 games and then 5. So there are around 4 days that have a lot of games, 10, 11, I think 11 and 9. So, and then there are 3 days with less schedule, 4 games, 5 games, and 5 also, I think.
Yeah.
So there are really streaming days. Memphis has 5 games. So if you're looking for an ad,
Kyle Anderson,
maybe Memphis, Kyle Anderson. Yeah, Kyle Anderson. If there's no Melton, there's no Dylan Brooks still, maybe you can look at Brandon Clark. I'm not sure. Maybe he's there. So there. Memphis is the team right now, and the others I mentioned it in the schedule analyzer. Maybe you can look there.
Yeah. Check out the schedule analyzer on our Facebook page. It's uploaded there. More news in Houston, and as the cliche goes, Houston, we have a problem. Kevin Porter Jr., I guess snapped is a good term for what happened.
Yeah, I guess he snapped, and he snapped at John Lucas, who actually
John Lucas is actually one of the nicer guys there. I mean, a lot of players, talk very highly of this guy.
John Lucas is the guy that what you call it? He's a guy that deals with problem players.
Yeah.
Ever since all the problem players, all the players with character issues, even not as a team capacity, in his own personal way, he has been the guy that has rehabilitated players who have issues with their character or with their attitude. So this is surprising. I mean,
well, right? Not really surprising. I mean, we all know Kevin Porter has some, character or attitude issues even before, and maybe maybe he just had a bad day.
And actually, John Lucas was with him in Cleveland.
Well, yeah.
I remember that he was with him in Cleveland, and then when they traded him to Houston, it so happened Lucas was also there. So it was perfect because he was the guy that they were hoping would be helping him in Houston. So I don't know what happened or how it happened, but according to the team, Jalen Green is already apologized and is
is it Jalen Green?
Down.
No, it's Kevin Porter.
I'm sorry, Kevin Porter. So he has calmed down already. So maybe an apology, maybe a suspension here or there, but I think he'll be back because he's one of their young players. I'm not too sure about Christian Wood. What Christian Wood did that he did not want to play in the second half. He also did not start because he missed a COVID test. That's the reason why he did not start. So that's issue number one. Number two, when he was called out at halftime, he didn't want to play the second half. So that's a different issue for me. And he's a veteran. He's the star of this team. I don't know if he will apologize. So let's wait. Let's wait for what will happen.
So two problems in Houston coming up, propping up. Of course, it's not really much of a secret that Christian Wood has always been in, in the trading block, or there have been some rumors that Houston is out to trade or could trade Christian Wood. And it's not the first time he did this, right? Early this season, I think he also did it.
Yes. Early this season, he also did this.
So
there.
We'll see what happens there in Houston. Hopefully, maybe just a game or two suspensions, but yeah, could be that could also be a possibility, them being suspended. So anyway, let's talk more about buy players. Hamido Diallo, like we said, been killing it over the past 3 to 4 games.
Yeah.
So now the only, like I said, the only reason why it was tough to stream Diallo earlier was because they had some not so good schedule, not so fantasy friendly schedule, with a few days, 2 to 3 days break in between. So now coming into week 12, you should be holding on to your Diallo.
Yeah. The question is, Cade Cunningham is coming back the next game. So people will be asking, is Diallo a permanent ad or a long-term ad? We already had games with Diallo starting with Cade. So we know what he can do. And in those games, he was okay. He was actually okay. He was under the radar, but he had good and bad games. But for sure, he is not a player who you drop because his value will go to zero when the COVID players come back. He will have value. But the value that he's giving you right now, what did he do today? 34, 14, 2 steals, 5 blocks or whatever. And then the other day, 28 points or something.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen again. That's not going to happen when Cade comes back. When let's say Killian comes back. I know Killian Hayes is not a scorer, but still, when the starters come back, when the real players come back, you don't expect what Diallo is doing to continue. So
that would also, of course, eat up to the usage of Diallo.
Yes.
Who's out? Cade,
Killian, Corey Joseph, Frank Jackson.
Yeah.
Isaiah Stewart, Kelly Olynyk, Jeremy Grant. Although Jeremy and Olynyk are probably more long term, but still, that's a lot of players. That's a lot of players. All of those players will eat into his usage. Right now,
I just saw the box score, and I don't even know what's happened to the Spurs. I mean, they let Diallo get 14 rebounds, and then Sadiq Bey, they had let him get 17 rebounds, and Luka Garza, they had him 14 rebounds. 3 players who got 14 rebounds or more. That's probably unheard of. I mean, I couldn't remember any box score where 3 players had 14 rebounds or more in one team.
They were basically beaten by a G League team. They were beaten by a G League team. And again, Diallo, don't drop, but
the way what he did, even if the other players come back, you probably wait and see what he does in maybe a week worth of games, right?
But try to trade. Try to have him as +1. I'm interested to see what Max, our friend, can do with him, because Max has him, and he's been trading him and being aggressive with offering him left and right. I'm just waiting. Let's see if he's able to do something with Diallo. But if you don't own Diallo, don't mind it. Don't chase uh,
Yeah,
chase him.
not worth
Just
not
not worth
worth
it.
giving up players of value.
You already missed the boat, in other
Yeah,
words, and the boat will not come back.
yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Won't be like this. Won't be like this.
Yes.
Other buy players, Herbert Jones. I can't believe I missed out on some Herbert Jones.
Okay. Maybe let's talk Brandon Ingram, the sore Achilles.
Yeah,
He was out, declared out early, so maybe he'll not be back the next game because usually it's that he wasn't questionable. But let's see. Herbert must roster at this point, and I still see him in some waiver wires, and I think maybe that was because of the schedule or whatever. But this week or whatever, just hold on to him. Just hold on to him.
Yeah. He was around within the 120. He's closing in on top 100, I think. Closing in there.
Yes.
Because of the defensive stats that he provides. And now he's giving more scoring. So, and some rebounding.
It's like this. If you own Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Herbert Jones is there, even if Ingram comes back, I'd rather own Herbert Jones.
Yeah,
and Nickeil is owned. Yeah. Nickeil is owned in 70% more of leagues.
Yeah.
So, it's an easy switch. It's an easy switch for me.
Yeah, but just to add to that point, even when Brandon Ingram was playing, right, Herbert Jones was already starting. He was already giving you, somehow good value, particularly more on the defensive end, less on the offensive end. But the defensive end were nice enough that you'll be enticed to pick him up. Plus the rebounding and maybe a couple of threes here and there. I mean, he can do a lot of things. It's just that he's a rookie, and you don't expect the consistency like all rookies.
That's true.
That's all true. Rookies. So he probably at some point, even when BI comes back, plays a game or two, he'll probably be dropped once again because he won't be able to score as much. But yeah, he ride him as long as he's playing well. Other players that were recommended, Facundo Campazzo. Well, we talked about Facundo before. There was really no one there for Denver to do the point guard chores.
Monte is out. Monte is out. Bones is out. So now Facundo is starting. He had 22 points, 12 assists, I think 2 blocks or 2 steals or whatever he did today. I love Facundo, you know that. I've been recommending him for a long time.
Actually, I'm frustrated. I think Facundo was good last year towards the end of the season.
Yes.
I'm just disappointed that he wasn't able to carry it over to this season. I think initially during the start of the season, I was kind of expecting him to, even on off the bench role, to have good value in terms of the assist and the steals. But yeah, hopefully this gets him going.
He is a 14 to 16 team league. If Monte comes back and everybody comes back, maybe that's the most I could see. He's good when he gets minutes, but they have a lot of other players like Monte, as I said, the Bones trying to give him in his Austin Rivers also. So that's the problem. Even without Jamal Murray, there's some minutes crunch there for Facundo. Yeah. So right now a must add. For next week at least. He's a must add. But after that, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think it will get him going. maybe not.
Yeah. KJ Martin could be an ad.
Okay, this one is in relation to what happened to Christian Wood. Alperen Sengun is injured out with a sprained ankle. Yeah, so he's out. If Wood will be suspended or will not be playing, or he doesn't want to play, or whatever happens there, that's another player out. They will start Daniel Tays. I don't care about Tays. You should not care about Tays. You will have good games, but KJ Martin got 31 minutes today, and that's with Wood playing one half of basketball. So if Wood is out totally, that might be a regular thing until Sengun comes back. So we know KJ Martin. We know what KJ Martin can do. I think he's a good
Rebound.
speculative ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good speculative ad
I
right
mean,
now.
maybe start by streaming him and then see what he does, and then don't drop him
Agree.
anymore.
Yeah,
If
maybe.
he doesn't do well, then drop him the minute he doesn't do well, right? I mean,
Agree.
it
Yeah,
won't hurt.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Derek Jones started today. Another lower end.
Yeah, Javante is injured.
Yeah, but
so
like we said, the Bulls are what right now 4-man deep when it comes to who's rosterable. I mean, they're big three plus maybe Kobe White.
Yes,
Right.
At this point,
the big three plus the big three. Who's the big? The big three and Lonzo. At this point, Lonzo's out. Lonzo, but I think he has cleared, right? Has he? I couldn't remember.
I've checked the updates. There's no message about him being cleared yet. So I don't know. Maybe not yet, but soon probably.
Yeah.
Kobe has been playing well. Yeah. So if Lonzo comes back, I think it's just Lonzo over Kobe. If Caruso comes back, it might be Caruso over DJJ.
Yeah.
So, but since I think Caruso will still be out a while, because he didn't even travel with the team and they still want to reevaluate. He's not even doing anything much right now with the injury. So DJJ might have some, deep league value.
Yeah.
Steals and blocks.
Yeah. Or stream value, like for tomorrow, Monday, if you need some blocks. Yeah. I am not sure though if they have a game, but yeah, just in case they do. All right. Those are the buy players. Worry player, we have one here, Jordan Poole, 16 minutes, came back today, 16 minutes. Worrying because of the minutes. Worrying because Klay is coming back in maybe a week or two.
Klay hit 24 straight threes in a shoot around a while ago, if you saw the video.
Yeah.
But
worrying because I have some Jordan Poole as well.
How many Pools do you have? How many Jordan Pools do you have?
I think just 2 or 3, I think.
Me too. I have 2 or 3 Jordan Pools, and I really put a lot of stock in him, and maybe that's a mistake. But I think what the Warriors did was, Klay is coming back. When Klay comes back, Poole will come off the bench. They announced that already. So, I mean, why not do it now? Why not give him a chance to adjust right away, since he was out anyways from COVID? So he probably is also reconditioning or whatevering himself. Just give him what his role would be. And what we saw today, 16 minutes, maybe that's not going to be. That's a product of being just back from COVID. I think he will get at least 25 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
So, worrying in a sense that he'll not be Jordan Poole that we want to, the hot player who can shoot and everything. But don't drop him. I think he still has value.
Yeah. Good enough. Good enough to still have value. As long as he's the 6th man there, I think that's good enough for some of the Jordan Poole owners. I hope.
Yeah.
6th man, not the 7th man. He should be the 6th man there, because who's gonna be the 6th man? I mean, other players should not be coming off the bench ahead of him, right? I mean,
although Gary Payton has actually been playing very well, and I can see Payton in some games maybe play some more minutes than Poole because of his defense. So that is possible. That's an annoying thing for me, because Steve Kerr likes to do things like that sometimes. When he plays Payton and he gets cute, and I'll play Payton because he's hustling, he's playing defense, and then Poole suffers. That happens, and that is probably the biggest knock on Poole right now. I don't think he will be everyday player. That's the problem. But he will have value. But there will be games where he'll be like 6 points, 8 points, and there will be game where he gets hot, like 18 or 20.
Yeah.
So just average it out. So decent. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Jordan Poole, worry player. Feel good. You just picked out, Bradley Beal. I saw Bradley Beal's stat line. He had 17 assists today. We were just talking about him the other day.
Vaccination effect.
Yeah, and he played 42 minutes. I was, when I saw the box score, I told Kubish 42 minutes in non-overtime game. It
Did
was
they win? Oh, they lost.
they lost.
Yeah, they lost.
Against the DeRozan back to back. Dagger
Yeah.
by DeRozan against the same team, right? They had Washington
No,
back
he
to
was.
back, I think.
No. They had the Pacers the last game out,
Oh, it was
and
the
then
Pacers.
Washington, the Pacers, and then the Wizards.
So back.
And I think Beal is back. I think Beal is back. So
So you think Beal can overtake Dame Lillard, who had another yesterday I think he had another bad game.
He was in our worry player the last game out, and I've already been Beal over Lillard for quite a time. I've told you I've been trying to get him. I have Lillard. I'm trying to get Beal for Lillard. The owner just hasn't agreed to it. But I'm Beal over Lillard, and I already said it. For one, Beal got vaccinated, so that's out of the window. That problem is out of the window.
Yeah,
the Wizards, they've struggled, but they're still in play of contention, so they will play Beal. I don't think Beal will asked to be traded. He will wait for his free agency and then decide there if he will leave the Washington or not. So he will probably play the season out. Lillard, I don't know. The Blazers are what, 14th, 13th?
Yeah, they're not
going
good.
nowhere.
They're not good.
And I just want to say that they just hired a new assistant coach.
Who
is the brother of Chauncey Billups. So not looking good. I mean, that's nepotism 101.
Yeah. Anyway, DeMar also played, aside on top of the back-to-back buzzer beaters, has been playing really well. I think
you buy it?
Well, he's been playing very well.
Yeah,
for the
I
whole
mean,
season.
is this it? I mean, this is him. Do you think this is him, or do you still feel that he will regress?
Maybe regress a bit, but yeah, I think what we see right now, I think it can, if it dips, I don't think it dips too far off. For me, I think they've already established the system with those three guys. We've already seen who's one, who's two, who's three, and sometimes DeMar and Zach LaVine interchanges from 1 and 2, and then we all know Vucevic is the third guy there. So yeah, DeMar.
So last question here: those three players, how do you rank them? Fantasy-wise?
I think we talked about this. I'm sure
right now.
Vucevic playing a lot better now, but I still feel I haven't really seen the other stats of DeMar, but I'd go DeMar, Zach, and then Vucevic.
For me, I'll cheat a little with the answer. I
don't know the actual rankings though.
Yeah, I think DeMar is number 1 there. LaVine and then Vucevic is the ranking right now. That's the current ranking. But I would be happy with any of the three. I would be happy with any.
For sure. I mean, Vucevic has got it going already. At least from the rebounding standpoint, he's having monster rebound games. So I think that's somehow helps you in case he doesn't score as much, right? But the scoring has picked up a bit. I don't know if it's a product of Lonzo being out, Caruso being out, or whatever. But at least Vucevic has played well. DeMar has been good, and the good thing about DeMar, he was probably picked last among all those. I mean, sometimes he's picked below Lonzo Ball. I mean,
yes,
right?
He was
right. So
was.
This is great value already for owners of DeMar, and I'm pretty sure those who have DeMar are somehow within that playoff range, or not, if not the top 4 of their leagues, right? I mean, the numbers he gives you are what, first round, second round, borderline first round, I guess, late to
probably
second round.
Probably second round value, and I think he can sustain it. The Bulls are number 1. DeMar is done with COVID,
as long as you don't have Dame Lillard on your roster as your first pick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's possible, right?
Probably.
You have Dame and
Yeah.
then you have DeMar, but yeah, that wouldn't work. If you have the other guys, like Harden or maybe Jokic, you'll probably be killing it right now. And Steph, so you're probably killing. You might say I didn't mention Steph, yeah, but if you have Steph and you have DeMar, you're probably killing it in your team, in your leagues. All right. Yeah, that's it for Quickie. Tomorrow is Judgment Day. Holidays. It's the holidays, and I seem to lose track of the days of the week. And yeah, tomorrow's a Monday, guys. So it's Judgment Day tomorrow. So good luck with that. I've got lots of close battles this week, and a lot of lopsided ones as well. Not in my favor. So, but yeah, it happens. We'll see you again tomorrow, guys. Bye.
Bye.